I'm very pleased to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Dawn Coleman-Glenn, who is a training specialist in the Scholarships and Financial Aid Office, who will be talking to you about scholarships and financial aid. So welcome, Dawn.
Thank you, sir. Right, howdy. Right, howdy and welcome to the Scholarships and Financial Aid portion of your new graduate student orientation. I am Dawn Coleman-Glenn, and I am the training specialist for Scholarships and Financial Aid. Let's get started. So if you haven't submitted a free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA, you still can, all right? If you haven't done it, it's no problem. And you can do this at studentaid.gov, all right? Please submit it to Texas A&M University. Our school code is 003632. I say that code because you may know that there are a lot of Texas A&Ms out there, right? And there's San Antonio, Corpus, all the different ones. But that code I just said, that's on your screen, is for Texas A&M University College Station. This application is for U.S. citizens and eligible non-citizens, and you must have a FAFSA on file to be eligible for federal direct loans. Another application available to some students is the Texas Aggie Graduate Grant, commonly referred to as TAG. This application is available at the link shown on your screen, and this application is available now for the fall and spring semesters. Please see the priority deadlines, and you are always encouraged to apply, though, even though you may have went past priority deadlines. And the requirements for this grant are listed on the application itself. So just know there are some restrictions. Everyone is eligible. So please be sure to check your financial aid portal regularly. This is accessible through howdy.tamu.edu. And I can imagine that most of you have seen this home screen right here, and you may have even accessed your financial aid portal. While in the financial aid portal, please be sure to report any outside resources, such as if your employer is going to be paying for your tuition and fees, or if you happen to be getting any scholarship checks outside of the university. If you are getting anything such as graduate assistantships or anything like that, or fellowships from the university, we already know about that. You do not need to report. If you have a scholarship check that you want mailed, please send it to the address you see here. So typically financial aid disbursement begins 10 days prior to the first day of classes. And for us, that is going to be tomorrow, August 21st. Disbursement is dependent on a few things, though. You have to be registered for classes, so keep that in mind too. And you must meet the minimum registration requirements. I personally am a grad student in 3 hours. There's not a lot of financial aid out there for somebody in 3 hours. So keep in mind that if you are trying to get some financial aid, you probably need to be in 6 or 9 to be eligible. The second is enrollment in courses that count towards your degree. This is very important as a graduate student because it's not just talking to your academic advisor, it is also going and submitting a petition through OGAPS. And you will probably be hearing about that if you haven't already. Your degree plan must be declared for your financial aid to count for that course. And then third, you cannot have any outstanding requirements such as missing loan documents. You have to sign a master promissory note, entrance counseling. Keep in mind that all those things I just mentioned could hold you up for disbursement. Every student receiving financial aid is subject to a process known as satisfactory academic progress. And if you were an undergrad receiving financial aid, you're probably very familiar with this process. Just keep in mind the minimum standards for financial aid for grad students is that you must maintain a 3.0. This is relatively typical for graduate programs. And then you also have to complete 67% of the courses for which you enrolled in, meaning if you enrolled in 9 hours, you must complete at least 2 of your 3 courses. And then you must not exceed 150% of degree program requirements. This is relatively rare for grad students as that is a large percentage. So just keep in mind, you must maintain this. There are other standards though for different programs for graduate and professional. So what you see here is the minimum for financial aid. Keep in mind, your program might say that you have to have a 3.2 just to stay in your college. So just remember financial aid. Courses must count towards seeking a degree. I spoke about this a little bit earlier, but they are going to be reviewed as soon as you register. So are most of you already registered in this room? Yes? Okay, great. So what you can do is you can go to your portal now and you can go follow the steps that I have outlined here. And you're going to go and you're going to hit schedule. And off to the right, you're going to see a column that says fade eligible, right? FAID eligible. If it says yes for all your courses, you're good for financial aid. If it says no for some of those courses, you do need to talk to your academic advisor, and then you're going to need to submit that petition to OGAPS to change it, because we're only going to pay you the financial aid that says yes. And if you are expecting full-time aid and you only have 6 of your 9 hours, we're only going to give you financial aid for 2/3 of your courses. So please remember that the FAFSA must be renewed annually. You don't fill out the FAFSA once, you fill it out every year. The FAFSA for next school year opens up October 1st. I know we're about to start a school year right now, next week, and then your next FAFSA opens up a month later. So just keep in mind, the earlier, the better for funding. And it is going to use your tax information from 2020. Sorry, I almost left that out. For our international students, our office does have an application called the International Student Financial Aid Application, also known as the ISFA. And this application will open in the spring with a deadline of May 1st. And unlike the FAFSA, the ISFA will use your tax data from the year prior. FAFSA uses 2 years. And please know that the ISFA is not available for your first year in school. Also, all students can apply for the university scholarship application, and this opens up on October 15th and closes out February 1st after we get your first semester of grades. And funding is limited and the deadline is firm. So please, if you guys want to ignore any emails other than financial aid, if it comes from scholarships@tamu.edu or financial aid@tamu.edu, we do not spam. Everything that we're emailing to you is intentional. Scholarships and Financial Aid does have a state-of-the-art money education center. Our money ed advisors can teach you different topics such as budgeting, student loan repayment, credit, how to make large purchases such as a car or a home. Our advisors can also help you with saving and budgeting and in investing and how to make smart financial decisions once you are no longer a student at Texas A&M. Our office has 2 types of short-term loans. The first one is emergency tuition and fees loan. If for whatever reason your plans to pay your tuition and fees did not pan out by September 6th, you can apply for an emergency tuition and fees loan through our office. This is a loan from Texas A&M, and it will carry you for 90 days. The other is a short-term loan that can be used for any other educational expenses outside of tuition and fees, and most commonly this short-term loan is used to purchase the Aggie ring. We call it the Aggie ring loan. So keep in mind, if we get close, and it happens very quick for grad students to hit that 75% mark, and you're all of a sudden getting hit with a bill for your Aggie ring and you have to have it, come look and see about the short-term loan. It is a loan from A&M, 12-month repayment, does have to be paid off by graduation, both of which can be applied for on our website. So our office is currently taking in-person visitors, and we are able to speak to students by phone and email. I'm definitely going to recommend while you're here, if you want to speak to somebody, come to our office. Email does take a few days, and the phone, if you can get in on our phone queue, it might be today. Also, please be sure to follow us on social media. I know it's not the most glamorous thing to follow. However, again, just like with our emails, everything that we put out there is for your benefit and not spam. So this concludes the scholarships and financial aid portion of your new graduate student orientation. We are so happy that you chose to study here at Texas A&M, and we wish you the best of luck through your first semester. Thanks, and gig 'em.